Okay, so thank you all so much for giving me an hour of your night tonight. I'm so grateful to have each of you here. I'm going to dive right in and get started with our call tonight. Thank you for waiting for a few extras to show up. My name is Stephanie Arnold, and I am a Beachbody coach. I'm a diamond coach with Beachbody. I have my own team of coaches. We're called the Team Anchored, and we have 17 coaches on our team and an organization with over 60 coaches so far. So we've been growing strong since I got started a year ago in the business. My 1-year anniversary will actually be next week. I'm also a wife to Ryan. We've been married now for 4 years, and we have a beautiful little girl, Arrington, who's 8 months old, and we are also for parents to a little Morkie Maltese mix named Brooks. And that is our happy little family. And you're here tonight to get to hear my story and how I got involved with Beachbody. So I want to just dive straight in and get you to the meat of what we're talking about tonight. So a little bit about me and my backstory here. Goodness, I also want to disclaim first, there are pieces that I'm going to skim over a little bit just for time's sake, and because I could probably talk about this stuff for hours and hours and hours. So if there's something specific that you're curious about or want to talk about or can relate to and need help with, please message me privately. I'll be happy to talk about anything else with you as well. So for me, I grew up in a Christian home, learned right from wrong, had a relationship with Christ, spent most of my Sundays and Wednesdays and several days a week at church or in small groups and youth groups and stuff like that. But then when I went to college, I completely let it go. I left my entire spiritual life at home, like so many kids in my generation did. And I decided to live my life the way I wanted to, because I knew better than God and my parents and anyone else in my life. And I knew that it was going to be my life and how going to go the way that I wanted it to. So I got really involved with the party scene very quickly. I found all different sorts of ways to get invited to parties and frat parties and clubs and bars. I learned really young that I'm really great relationally. Like I'm an introverted person, so I'm really good on one-on-one relationships. So I can really nurture relationships, and I'm really good at that. And I used it completely to my advantage in college to manipulate people. And I specifically chose the people that I befriended by, the social status that they carried and how they could help me. Directly proportionate to how they could help me was how I determined our friendship, essentially. And so I surrounded myself with people that could get me into clubs and, get me fake IDs and get me alcohol and just, prolong my party life and make me the life of the party. A friend actually bought me a book bought by Paris Hilton at that time. And I don't even know the name of it. I don't have it anymore, thank goodness. But it's essentially like a memoir she writes about literally how to be like the ultimate party girl. And I use that as my Bible. And I, followed all of her advice on how to be the life of the party and how to, get free drinks and how to look great at 2 a.m. And, I kind of embraced it way more than I should have. And I kind of tried to be her. I spent all my time and money on alcohol and on knockoff designer clothes and accessories because I thought, people would think better of me and if I had those kind of things. I was constantly looking for approval from other people, whether it was girlfriends or men in my life, random guys at bars and stuff like that. I needed to hear that I was pretty. I needed to hear specifically that I was prettier than my friends or I get more attention than them. It always made me crazy when I'd be somewhere and, some other girl got more attention than me. So I was looking for attention in all the wrong places and just, really insecure in who I was and constantly needed to get fed compliments and was constantly searching for those to feel that. When I moved into that party scene, I kind of immediately, I wasn't even at school for more than a semester before I just completely let my grades go. I stopped showing up to class. I stopped showing up for exams or writing papers or doing any homework. My GPA plummeted. I believe at some point it was there was no numbers before the decimal point, if you understand what that means. My GPA was just terrible, and I just didn't care because, I was more focused on the party scene and, my reputation at school. and my social standing. That led me to specifically choose a guy that I wanted to date based on his social standing and his financial resources. And I started a relationship with a guy, really quickly moved in together because it just made sense financially for me. I was bouncing around from job to job. I was accruing student loan debt, and it just made sense to lower expenses. So we moved in together and kind of we're building a relationship that way. But it was never, for me, like we were just doing it. I never had any intentions of like, marrying this guy or living, being with him for a long time. It was really something that I wanted just now because I knew it was helping me now and moving me forward now. And it's the most selfish thing when I look back at it. I hate myself for putting myself in a relationship for that, but that's who I was at the time. And with that, I spent, I remember we were in a relationship and it was just like, we're a couple because it works for me. And I remember one day being in the car with him and a song came on the radio, and we had been talking about marriage earlier that day. And I don't even remember like why or how we got to that. But I was just like, yeah, I guess we could get married, and then this song came on the radio and I don't remember what it was, but it was a country song by some guy, and it's singing it's singing about a dad walking his daughter down the aisle. And I started crying because I was like, I can't marry this guy. Like my dad hates this guy. He's not going to walk me down the aisle to marry him. Like, and that's like every girl's dream is, her daddy's happily walking her down the aisle. And I was like, that's just not going to happen here. So it kind of like then started putting doubts in my head. Like, okay, this is not long-term. This is going to, I got to end this eventually, I'll ride this out as long as I can. And then I got to end this. And so I kind of started like emotionally separating myself from him at that point, without even really realizing it. And then as I started to do that, I kind of got, started getting like, when you grow up in the church, I had a relationship with Christ. I had the Holy Spirit inside of me. And even though I wasn't actively pursuing that anymore, he's still there and his spirit is still there. And so after a while, as I started to distance myself emotionally, from this guy, I could start to hear that and feel a tug at my heart to go back to church. So a few Sundays I decided to quite literally drive, not even just to a local church, but an hour and a half home to my home church. And just showed up at church and sat down in the back of the sermon. I don't remember what the sermons were or what the songs were, but I just cried. I cried for an entire church service, wiped away the tears, got out of church, left, and drove all the way home. And I was trying to get the guy that I was dating to come with me because I could feel that I needed to make some changes, and I wanted him to make them with me, and he was not on board for that. So it was kind of made obvious to me that I need to just, maybe it's kind of time to cut your losses, but I didn't know what to do yet. And then one of those Sundays I was there, I actually met Ryan. And I don't even know that I officially met him on this Sunday. I showed up and I saw him talking across the room to somebody else, and I'd heard things about him, but I just saw him across the room, and he was wearing a red polo, but it might as well have been a big red bow because I saw him and I was like, holy cow, that's like, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And it had to be God, but I just felt like that's the guy that I was meant to marry. Like that's my husband right freaking there, right in front of me. How did this even happen? And I left church that day, and I got in my car for my hour and a half long ride home. And I remember crying the whole ride home because all I could think about was like, that's the guy, but like, look at me. Like it kind of immediately put a mirror in front of me and like made me look at myself and who I'd become. And I was like, this is not who a kind of guy like that wants. Like he's not going to want to marry the girl in, Chanel pumps with a Dolce bag on her shoulder and, cares more about her hairstyle than, her, I don't know, anything else. So like I knew he would see right through me. So it kind of like broke my heart in that moment. And I got home. I remember coming back to my apartment that day and like dropping all my stuff, hitting the floor on like in my bedroom and just bawling my eyes out for hours because it finally like hit me like who I had become. I was this disgusting, manipulative person who had completely let her academics go, had like a dead-end job, was in a relationship with somebody because of the game that it brought me. Like it just hit me like a ton of bricks, and and a light bulb went off in me, and I was like, I'm done. Like I'm not meant to live this way. That's not how God designed for life to be. And so I just knew it was over. And I didn't know what that meant. I was really scared because I didn't know what to do or what it would look like. I mean, I lived with this guy, like, what am I going to do here? And, but God slowly, introduced like baby steps for me to make, to fix that, to get me to a healthier place. In that next like 6 months after we met in 2007, I kind of spent like immediately that day I broke up with my boyfriend, ended that relationship real quick. And then, I started going to classes, and I was in the middle of a semester. So I finished off my semester and I stayed in my apartment, but I stopped going to the bars. I stopped partying. I stopped answering, late night texts and, making plans with people that I knew were going to just encourage me to do those things that I had been doing. I kind of like I drew a line in the sand, and I was like, I'm not doing this stuff anymore. But I kept seeing myself continue to do it every once in a while. Like if I had a bad day or I was emotional about something or, I was frustrated, I'd go back to drinking. And I didn't know how to deal with it. And God kind of slowly revealed it, and the opportunity to move back home with my parents came up. And I was like so embarrassed, because that's like, nobody wants to do that after college. I wasn't even done with college, but I was like moving home and giving up. But I knew that it would be better for my walk with Christ and my journey just to get better and improve myself. So I knew I needed to get out of that environment that was just too tempting for me. So I did it. I moved back home. I started at community college, and I got a job at a restaurant and started saving up some money, paying off some of those student loans that I'd already accrued. And just I started volunteering my time at a church, and eventually took a part-time job at the church, and that turned into a full-time job at the church. And the more that I like let light and like things that were right and good into my life, the more the other ugly stuff like faded away, and the qualities in myself that I hated like started to like just deteriorate and leave. And so it's just kind of like a natural progression. From there, over that next few years, we dated for about 4 years before we got married in 2011. Excuse me. And in that time, like it was probably like one of the strongest pieces of like my like personal growth with Christ was in that period of time. And I remember very specifically, he laid like 3 different things on my heart, that I would be an entrepreneur, that I would be a stay-at-home mom, and that I would make an impact and make a difference in whatever I was doing with my life, whether it was work or hobby or what. I was going to make a difference somehow. And he made those things really clear, and I was kind of confused and frustrated because I didn't know how they would fit together and what that would look like at the time. I was just trying to focus on, pick one of those things to do at a time kind of thing and see what that would do for us. And I wasn't really getting anywhere. I wasn't able to build a business online. Like I tried an Etsy shop. I tried blogging. I tried a couple different things, and it just wasn't hitting. And so I just couldn't figure out what to do. And then Ryan had an opportunity right after we got married to move with his job for a promotion to DC. And so we took that promotion. And then again, 2 years later, we moved up to where we're at now in Pennsylvania, and for another promotion for his job. And that's kind of left me, to find work here and there as we go. And it's kind of left me in this, where can I find a job? Let's see, who's hiring? What do I want to do? Like, what am I going to do with my life? And it was always really frustrating every time we moved, because I didn't know what I was going to do or how I was going to do it. I would send out so many applications and resumes, and, and just I began to see in January of 2014, when we moved to PA, like I had zero social network. It was the middle of winter, so there was no way to we knew no one up here. There was no way to make friends because nobody hangs out outside to walk the dog or anything. That's why we got a dog, actually, because I was so cooped up and tired of being alone. And I spent every day sending out job applications and filling out applications online and sending out resumes and cover letters and working so hard on follow-up and email and writing thank you notes and anything. And I spent 3 months searching for jobs, and I literally got 2 interviews. And so by March, I was like devastated. I was in like the lowest, I can't say the lowest point of my life. That was definitely back in college, but it was a really low point for me because I was just depressed. It's like, nobody will hire me. I'm not worth anything. Like, it's because my resume is so sporadic. I've worked in restaurants and bars and clubs. I've worked at a church. Like, doesn't even look consistent. I've worked in restaurants. I've worked in management and business. Like, my resume was just so scattered. I was just like, nobody's ever going to hire me. Nobody's going to see my value. And I don't know how I'm going to get a job or how I'm going to have a career. Like, maybe I'm just not supposed to work. I was like contemplating, Ryan, can I be a stay-at-home wife? I was trying to look at like anything that I could do, and really just kept hitting a wall. And it was really frustrated. It was really dark for me. I was starting to eat my feelings, and eat garbage all the time and eat more fast food. And that's when I got pregnant. And we found out we were pregnant in March. And it was, it was a very much a pick-me-up that I needed at the time, to kind of pull me out of that funk. But that kind of passed. It lasted a few weeks. And then I was like, okay, now who's going to hire me now that I'm pregnant? And so it became like even more of like a downfall for me. And I was excited to be pregnant. I've never doubted that. We've always wanted to have kids. So don't hear me that way. But I was like, nobody's going to hire me now. I'm not going to be able to find a job. And so we sat down together and decided I would just take a job waiting tables just to cover until the baby was born so we could put away some cash. And I hate serving, but I'm good at it and it makes good money. So I do it. And so that's where I went. And I started, like I said, I started eating my feelings. I was feeling gross about myself, and I felt worthless still because I'm still, I'm 28 years old and I'm waiting tables still while I've got friends that are building careers and building serious incomes. And I'm, can I take your order? So it was really still like a really demeaning like time for me and really hard for me. And I spent a night, I remember eating Taco Bell for probably the third or fourth time that week, and like thinking, like feeling just gross about myself and about who I like let myself like physically become. And I wasn't like hugely overweight. I've always been, I like to joke skinny fat. Like, I'm tall and, I got long arms and long legs. So I got lots of places to hide fat that other people don't see, but I'm super self-conscious about. And I don't have any tone or definition. So I was struggling with that. And being pregnant, I was super bloated. So I just felt gross and not like myself. And I remember after like the third or fourth night at Taco Bell one week, I sat on the couch and I was like, man, and it kind of like hit me. I was like 20 weeks pregnant already. I was like, man, the food that I'm eating is usually is the fuel that my body is using to create a human being. Like, this is a big deal. This is a big responsibility. And I'm given, like, my baby's getting created on like the grade D meat at Taco Bell. Like, this is not okay. But I didn't know what to do. So I actually called my sister Brandy, who had just signed up as a Beachbody coach. And I said, hey, like, she's always been like my nutrition go-to. Like the 8 times in my life that I've needed questions about that, but I've always known that she was like the healthier one in our family and among all my friends. So I reached out to her and she was like, you know what? I just started this program and this shake, you need to drink it. I think it's going to be great for you and great for the baby. And so I was like, okay, why not? So I trusted her. I said, okay. I jumped right in. I agreed to start doing PiYo workouts and drinking my daily Shakeology. And when the DVDs came, it actually came, I didn't even know it would come with this, but it came with a meal plan to walk me through exactly what to do and how to cook, what to eat, the recipes to make, what the grocery list looked like, and really made it dummy proof. So I just had to sit down and figure out, okay, I'm going to eat this and this and this and this and this, create a really simple meal plan and do that. And after about 30 days, I took the picture that's posted here, after my first 30 days on PiYo, and I was shocked because I was kind of taking pictures and measurements, but now I always ask all my challengers to do this because I was like, I'm pregnant. I'm only going to get bigger and fatter. Why would I take pictures? But I did it anyway. And this picture here, I wish I would have blown it up bigger. I'm sorry. But, you can kind of tell here, but on the left here is when I started at like 20 weeks pregnant, and then, at like 24 weeks pregnant afterward. And I'm thinner. Like you can visibly see that my love handles are thinner, and which is crazy because my stomach was bigger and the inches on my waist had actually grown. I don't remember what the number was, but the inches were growing, but my waist itself was shrinking. So I was like seeing an immediate result, which kind of just like lit a fire under me. And I was like, wow, this is making a difference. So I started diving in and I did the program. I was pregnant, so I didn't do it every day. I did it several days. And then as I got further along, I did less, but I stayed really active with my pregnancy and I ate really well. And I got great results. And as soon as I saw that, I had a really healthy delivery too with the baby. So it was like, I was like, people need to know this. So I started sharing what I was doing. You may have seen some of my social media stuff. If not, I just started posting pictures of me doing my workouts and, pregnancy and PIO kind of thing. And, working out and just sharing what I was doing. And I was having friends asking me like, hey, that looks so cool. Like I'm pregnant. Like, oh, I just had a baby, or I'm trying to get pregnant. I need to do something and so my friends started following me and were like, hey, let's do it with me. So we kind of started groups and started doing it together so we could, support each other. And it's kind of like, my business has snowballed from that right there. And so I've been working on those groups and helping other women get the same kind of results. And then working on my post-baby body, I've since the baby, I've lost 39 pounds, so I'm feeling pretty good. And I've got visible abs, which I'm so excited about. But so I've been working on all that, and then so life was really good. I was really in a good spot. And then this March, actually, I got hit with another whammy. I was noticing that I was really tired and my sex drive was really low and my ambition, like I love what I do. I love helping people. I love fitness and nutrition. And I just lost like all ambition to do anything. And I kind of like hit a wall and couldn't figure out what was going on. And the doctor did some testing. We found out that I have hypothyroidism, which is caused by Hashimoto's thyroiditis. It's an autoimmune disease. So I got diagnosed with both of those at the same time. And the solution to that, they tell you, is, hey, so you have hypothyroidism. You're going to take this prescription. You're going to take this pill for the rest of your life. And you're probably going to increase your dose over time because your thyroid is getting destroyed. And so I was really scared. But I wasn't going to let this stop all of the growth and progress that I've made so far in my life. So I kind of made a commitment right then and there to do research to find out what this meant, what this looked like. And I was determined not to let this, ruin my life. So I spent several hours, I still read all the time, on thyroid issues and alternative medicine to fix it. And I've worked so hard on lifestyle and dietary changes to reverse the autoimmune disease in my own body. And I'm really proud to say that I just got my levels checked again this week, and I have drastically improved my numbers and my nutritional situation. So I'm doing a good job on that. But so I took that in stride, and now I'm back full gear. I'm excited and pumped and helping people, and I'm helping women not only with their health and fitness, but that's just like my favorite piece to get started with, because I have this, I've been on this journey since way before Beachbody to better myself, and I've become such a better person, a stronger person. I'm an introvert, but now I'm comfortable, sharing on this. I'm still kind of nervous, but I'm doing a live webinar. This is huge for me. And I share openly most of my life on Facebook and stuff like that. And I wouldn't have been able to do these things as the person that I was back in college. And if I did, my motives would have been completely different. So I have this great opportunity now, and I've seen how far I can come, that that's why I'm a coach. And so it kind of gives me this opportunity. I start with fitness because it's the most tangible. When you help somebody fix their fitness, it's that, in 30 days, you saw my picture there, you can see results immediately. So it kind of gives everybody a little bit of the pick-me-up, and then you can start working and diving into other things like, your marriage and your emotions and how you treat your kids and how you eat healthy and stuff. So there's so many other things that you can do that just kind of start there. So that's me in a nutshell. And I hope that was helpful for you guys. But I just want you guys to see my heart here, that I'm not here to sell you on Beachbody coaching. I want you to better your life. And as I've been on my journey to better my life, Beachbody has just naturally fit perfectly in that and helps me now. So now I'm not only just working on myself, now I'm able to have this platform to share it with others and help other women to achieve the same thing. So let's go on. So as a Beachbody coach, what do I actually do? I'm on Facebook a lot, if you've noticed. But there's 4 basic things that we expect out of coaches, and we expect out of a coach. Yeah. So the first is that you're going to work on your own transformation first. I'm constantly, improving. I slack off too. There are days that I don't work out. There are days that I don't want to work out at all, and there are days that I skip. There are weeks that I have skipped. But the whole point is that you get back on the horse and you just keep going to better yourself and show up every day to just work on your own transformation and get your own physical transformation so you can share and you can, be that example. And as you do that, invite friends and family to join you along on the journey. And then, and that's really easy when you're already doing it. People are seeing that you're getting results. And so it makes them really easy to follow. And then we ask you to grow as a person through personal development. And this is books. This is audio books. This is podcasts. This is YouTube channels, or just books on leadership or time management or marriage or parenting or anything that you feel like you're struggling in. Just acknowledging that you're struggling in it and reading something or listening to something that's going to help you grow in that area and just focus on becoming better. Which is the whole theme of this entire call. And the last piece is to share your story. And that's what we use social media for the most part, is to just put it out there so other people see, my vulnerability, that admit that, I'm not perfect and that I'm just trying. And they see that, I've been able to change my life. The people that are on Facebook with me that have, were my friends, a lot of them were friends with me in college and got to live that whole experience and, got burned by me at that time. And now can see how I've been able to come full circle kind of thing. So that's what we want you to do, to be able to share your story. And as you do that, as you inspire the people around you, they're going to inspire others. And it's just this ripple effect, pay, like the cool concept, that movie, Pay It Forward. It starts with you, and it just kind of, you inspire one person and they inspire people and they inspire people. And it just creates this wave of healthy, happy, fulfilled, blessed people. And that's really what my whole mission is here. And now you'll notice that kind of looks like a pyramid. So I want to go into the business side real quick and walk you through that. A lot of times people get scared of multi-level marketing companies because they think pyramid schemes. In reality, pyramid schemes are illegal in the U.S., so Beachbody is not. We are approved by the BBB, so we're not a pyramid scheme. And that's when somebody is recruiting you to do something, and your job is just to recruit other people to do it, and then they recruit other people to do it. There are no products or services traded, but with Beachbody, you do. You join in, you purchase a challenge pack or a workout program or Shakeology. You get a product, and you get the services of a coach. You get a free coach to help you hold hands with you and join you on the journey. And then when you look at the pyramid that you're afraid of, it's the typical business model for every business. In business, in military, schools, churches, governments, everything is built where there's somebody at the top that usually makes a lot more money than everybody else on the bottom. But the beauty of network marketing is that you have the opportunity to be at the top of your own pyramid. You're in somebody else's pyramid, but you're also the top of yours. And if you choose to build an organization underneath you, you can really build this business. So it's your choice on where you sit on that pyramid, essentially. So next, I wanted to cover why multi-level marketing. So you've heard of network marketing, multi-level marketing. They usually are used interchangeably. They're very similar. It can kind of, people get scared. One of the facts I didn't actually include on this is in 2015, it's estimated that by the end of the year, 50% of American households will be running a multi-level marketing company of some sort. You've heard of something, you've been invited to a party of some kind from somebody trying to sell you something. So I know you've heard of these before. They're really common now. And I just, the whole purpose for me joining this is that out of 100 people that start working at age 25, by the age of 65, that's 40 years in the workforce, one of them is wealthy. 4 of them have enough money to retire. 63 of them depend on Social Security, which we all know from my generation that's probably not going to be around anymore. And 29 of them are dead. So normal is broke is what I take away from that. And I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be broke. I want to live a life of freedom with my family. to be able to pay for the things that we need to pay for that come around, and to be able to spoil them every once in a while, and take, great trips, and be able to bless people in our lives that have been a blessing to us. And so it's hard to do that with the typical 9-to-5, 40-hour, career that America offers today. And a really neat fact I found the other day, and I have if you want the sources on these, I have these, you can ask me afterward, but 82% of women in the US right now who make $100,000 a year or more accomplished it through direct sales, which is multi-level marketing, which just blows my mind. Like, that means only 18% of the women in the US are able to make that kind of money in the corporate setting, but 82% can do it at home. Yes, I want in on that. So, and with that note that, multi-level marketing, I'm not going to lie, it's not perfect. There are faults. There are things that you will enjoy about it. It's just like, it's a business. There's certain parts that I love about it, and there's certain housekeeping stuff that I have to do every day that, business side that I don't want to have to do. But it's not perfect, but it's just a better solution for you. And the beauty is that everything that you need to know to be able to be successful at multi-level marketing is learnable. They're all learnable skills. And my team and I have set up training to be able to get you set up on social media, on anything that you need to know to be able to share your story or talk about the programs, anything like that. We've got everything that you need to make you successful already. So this is a multi-level marketing company. So immediately people are like, well, I'm not a salesman. I don't sell stuff. I can't sell stuff. And I hate when people tell me that, like, I can't do this because I don't sell. Well, I don't sell either. I hope every one of you knows that's on this call. Like, I've never tried to sell you. I hope you can say that I've never tried to sell you anything. I share what I'm doing. I share the products that have helped me get the results that I have because I love them and I know that they work and I know that they can work for other people. But I don't sell stuff. That's not our goal. And the beauty here is that these top 10 resolutions I have on the screen here are top 10 American resolutions each year. And so many of them, Beachbody addresses. Exercise, getting organized, helping others, learning something new, getting out of debt, more family time, enjoying life more, quit drinking or quit smoking, and losing weight. And so many of those things you can achieve by through Beachbody. So I want to just encourage you on that. Please don't get scared. I'm not going to teach you when you join our team. You don't get put through Sales Academy. It's not like that at all. We just teach you how to share what you're doing, and so you don't sound like that because we don't want you to be a salesman because those are icky. We don't want to be like that. So next, there's so many multi-level marketing level companies. Why would you choose Beachbody? And for me, it was just such a natural fit, and I find it has been such a natural transition for a lot of the people on my team too, because the first is the nutritional aspect of it. Beachbody has an entire staff devoted to simply developing the best in nutritional options that they can. They've took their time formulating Shakeology specifically. That's our key, one of our key products. And I don't have to think about what's in it or anything like that. I know that everything is perfectly aligned to match up with everything, all the nutritional deficiencies that, you naturally have from eating a bad diet. And it kind of counteracts all of that. I'm not going to go into all the details of Shakeology. It's amazing, and I'd love to share more about it if you're curious about it. But just to give you a little insight, it's, as I told you, I have Hashimoto's, and with that, a lot of times with autoimmune diseases, a lot of people have nutritional deficiencies because your body's not absorbing the nutrients properly, and so you have to take lots of supplements. And so I just got tested the other day for my nutritional deficiencies, and after being on Shakeology a year, I don't have any. None of my vitamins or amino acids or any of those minerals, any of those, they're all on point and where they should be. And I know that's due to Shakeology because my body with an autoimmune disease, it's not naturally going to do that. So it's really I could physically see, I got the test done, so I could physically see that it's improving. So they've got that part down. So you don't need to know what's in Shakeology. We have it down for you. All you need to know is that it tastes great and it's going to help your nutrition as well. And then the fitness side, that's the beauty. We have amazing programs that are known around the world. P90X and Insanity are some of the top selling fitness programs in the world. And we have them all crafted, and they come up with new ones every season. And they're all crafted to give people the best results ever, and they're already tested. They come with meal plans, so everything's already done for you. You just have to show up and press play. It's so simple. So you don't need, as a Beachbody coach, you don't need to be a personal trainer. You don't need to know, which abdominal muscles do what and which exercise helps this. You don't have to be at your perfect body weight. You just need to be working on your own journey. And so Beachbody takes care of the fitness part for you. The whole purpose of a Beachbody coach and your whole job is this centerpiece here, the peer support. It's your job to support others and to help people get the results that you got and help them feel better about themselves and build their confidence and build their just feeling good about themselves, feeling healthy and starting their life in the right direction. So that's the biggest piece of Beachbody coaching, is really the peer support that we offer. Beachbody takes care of the nutrition and fitness for you already. So real quick, what Beachbody has done for me. So I told you I've been a coach for a year now. And so far it's given me, I told you the ability, and the three things that I told you that God really put on my heart as a right before we got married was that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, be an entrepreneur, and I wanted to do something that made a difference. And this has all three of those wrapped together. I'm able to do all of those things. I'm able to work around my baby's schedule. I'm able to message people and post and work out during nap time. And I'm able to build a business when she's in bed at night, like right now. Like she's already in sleep and I'm going to be working for the next few hours. And I'm making a difference. Like I get messages from women that are on my team as well as challengers that, they're losing weight. They are seeing results. They're feeling good about themselves. They're getting into their skinny jeans or, they're improving their marriage. And so it's been so exciting to get to see, this is what I'm so confident that this is what God created me to do, was to, to be a Beachbody coach and to be a health coach here and help people in this way, because it satisfies all three of those things that I knew He put on my heart so long ago. The next is that it's really given me and Ryan something more in common. And that sounds kind of silly because we're married, we should have a lot in common. But we're opposites attract, right? He's an extrovert, I'm an introvert. He has the life of the party and he wants to be in a room full of 30 people and talk to everybody there on a Friday night. And I want to sit on my porch with a cup of hot tea and read a book on Friday night. We're opposites on so many levels. And this is really this new lifestyle that we've created has really been really bonding for us, because it's given me and Ryan both something in common. We are both striving to eat right, and we do grocery shopping together, or he picks out the recipes for the week, and we work together to put the grocery list together. We do meal prep dates on Sunday nights to get ready for the week. We prep everything together. We work out together, not every day because that doesn't always work with our schedules, but we do. And we also set long-term goals for our family and dream together. And so it's really kind of put us on this path, just moving in the same direction, and has really just been so strong for our marriage. It's been unreal. And I'm so grateful for that. Next is the real relationships with my family, friends, and the new friends that I've created. This has really strengthened my relationship with my sisters and my mom as well. We're all Beachbody coaches now, and so we spend a lot of time together on calls like this, on calls where we all kind of discuss what's going on, what things are working. We celebrate with each other. We help each other when we're frustrated with something. And it's been really cool to kind of go on this journey with my family and current friends, and then being able to invite several new women to my team and get to make new friends and build new relationships that are really real relationships. And my intentions are so different than they were, back in college when I was trying to get something out of it. Now I'm just focused, how can I give more to this friend? How can I bless this person? How can I make her day? What can I do? So my intentions have changed. And so my relationships have gotten so much deeper. And so now I feel like I can call up any of the girls on my team and tell them about how rotten my day was, and we can just talk it out. And, having those kind of friendships has just been that's worth it right there to be a coach. The next is that it really taught me how to dream big. As a kid, you're always oh, when I grow up, I'm going to be this. And then we all, most of us, that doesn't really work out, So that was the last time that you'd really thought about that, because then you become an adult and it's well, no, that's not realistic. What's realistic? And so we get kind of bogged down with that. But Beachbody has really allowed me and taught me how to see so much bigger than that, the potential, and how to dream just so much bigger and turn those dreams into goals, and then creating game plans to achieve those goals. You know, breaking down like, you know, this is our dream. We want to be able to build a house, like Ryan and I, we want to be able to build a house in Colorado. Like, that's really far away right now, but we are setting, like, we've set, you know, the goals in place to figure out what we need to be, what I need to be doing, down to like my daily tasks to get us closer there. And so, like, I love that about Beachbody. It's kind of it makes your dreams possible and shows you that they don't have to be dreams. They can be goals, and we're going to get there. And teaches you how to visualize that and how to claim those things for more success. And then the last thing, financially, I just want to cover real quick, like, the benefits for me financially have been so cool, because it's allowed me, like, we buy two bags of Shakeology every month to our house, and my paycheck easily covers those, as well as our family cell phone bill, my car payment. And then again, I told you I've got, you know, Hashimoto's. And so I've been to see so many different doctors in the last few months and had so many different tests. And a lot of those are not covered by insurance. And even if they are, I still have a copay. And so I've spent a lot of money on healthcare over the past few months. And so Beachbody is really, like, I wouldn't have been able to do that without my paycheck from Beachbody. So I'm super insanely grateful for that. So now, this is really, like, legitimately all I have for you. I'm like, I didn't want to bog you down with all the details on coaching and what, like, all, like, how to sign up and all those kind of things. If you want to do that, I'm happy to talk about that. I'd love to do that with you. But I want you, like, to take the rest of the night tonight and, like, sit down and figure out, like, dream, and, like, where are your hopes and aspirations? What is it that you wanted, you know, that you wanted to do when you grow up? You know, where is it that you wanted to live? Or where is there a place you wanted to visit that you were just like, oh man, this is my dream vacation? Or is there someone in your life that took really good care of you at some point and you want to be able to financially bless that person? Are there, like, goals that you have? Like, set those and then start working towards achieving them. You know, figure out, you know, and I have videos on YouTube that actually walk you through this, so you can check those out later. But show you how to set those goals and how to start working backwards and reverse engineering them to create game plans to achieve those. You know, and if you and in thinking of those goals, if you have a job and a plan right now that's going to help you get there, that's amazing. And I'm so grateful. And there are people that have that already worked out, that have their life on track. And I am respect to those people, because that is not me. It's not where I've always been. I've always been like, where am I going to work? How am I going to get money? How are we going to pay for this? And so, if you're like me and you don't have a solution and you don't know how to bridge that gap, Beachbody might be the answer to get you there. And so if that's something that you want to talk about, I would love to chat about that. So you can send me a private message and I will happily get you some details and talk about what that could look like for you. We have several different, like, levels, kind of. I hate to say levels, but coaches. When you're a coach, you can be a coach in several different ways. You can choose to just do it for a discount, or you can do it as a hobby, or you can be a business builder like me and you know, build some significant income for your family that way to lead to more freedom. So that is my presentation for you. So I'm going to open it back up in just a second. I'm going to stop recording. So thank you for listening to my recording. And then